Hello and welcome to the Daily Coaching Lockdown Football Training Session. So today's session number 25, and today I have 4 key parts of the session for you. The first one, we're going to start off with a warm-up, then we'll move into a ball mastery exercise, then a ball movement exercise, and then finishing up with a touch/control challenge. Now for the warm-up, what you're going to need a space, you're going to need 4 objects. Okay, so I've got cones, but again, if you don't have access to cones, get your hands on something like jackets, jumpers, trainers, toilet rolls, cans, anything lying around the house. Okay, but for this exercise as well, you're going to need 2 balls. Okay, 2 balls. So once you've got your space, once you've got your 4 objects, and once you've got your 2 balls, we're ready to go. Right, so for this warm-up, what you're going to do is you're going to get your 4 objects and you're going to set them up like so. Okay, so it's creating a line of objects and there's a space in between each one of them. Okay, now like I said at the start, you're going to need 2 balls for this one. Okay, what you're going to do is one of the balls you're going to put to the side, so I'm just going to put this ball to the side for the moment. Again, we won't need it just yet. But with the other ball, what you'll need to do is take it with you and start either at this end or the opposite end. Okay, so I'll start down this opposite end to begin with. And what's going to happen is you're going to put this ball, okay, on the back of your neck, like so. Okay, so put the back of my neck, like this. Okay, and I'm just going to be moving in and out of these objects, okay, in a bit of a snake position, okay, until I get to the end, and then I'll run back to the beginning. And I want to try and keep on seeing how many times I go in and out, and then back around to the beginning, go in and out, run back to the beginning. And how many times I can do that within 30 seconds or a minute, obviously without dropping the ball. So I drop the ball, go back to the start again. Alright, give it a try, and see how you go. So in, and out, oh, it's dropped already, back to the beginning. Okay, in, out, there we go, 1, run back to the beginning. In, out, 2, there you go, run back to the beginning. In and out, on the feet, go in, it's gone. Okay. Keep going. So 2 nice balls to be. Okay, my arms out straight as well, run back to the beginning. And try and keep balance. Oh, it's dropped again. In and out. Run back to the beginning. Oh, there we go, it's dropped again. Cool. Right, tough one, okay? So really kind of try and think about the object that you've got balancing on the in your back of your neck. Okay, obviously I said a ball, but try and consider the size of the ball. Is it a small one? Is it a bigger one? Okay, will it have any different outcomes if it's a smaller one or a bigger one? Is it harder or easier to maybe control and keep balance? Think about as well the position of your body, okay, making sure that your back is not arched, okay, otherwise it's going to hurt your back as well as feeling awkward as well. Okay, and we're not giving you the best chance, so really think about how you keep your head up as well as you're doing that. Okay, just try and really trap it in between the back of your neck so you can also still see up, or look up should I say, and see where you're going. Right, now what's going to happen, grab your other ball, okay, so that first one was hard enough, second one even harder, okay, again, trap the ball in the back of your neck. Again, this time either your left or right or both of them together, you're just going to see if you can take the other ball in and around, it's dropped already, okay, in and around that area as well. Alright, give it a try. Okay. Again, go for that safe, a minute. I'll make sure you want it. Oh! Dropped again. Start. Okay. Taking little touches, okay? Little touches. Slowing our movement down. Obviously, there we go. 1. The more confident, comfortable you become. Obviously, then the quicker you can start moving. I'm trying to stop just to get balance back in. Oh, it's gone. Just back. Control. Touch it and keep your head up as well. Oh, it's tough as well, not only technically, you should think about actually how to move the ball, how to keep your balance on the ball as well. But you're thinking about 2 things at the same time. So psychologically, it's really challenging. There we go. Oh, that's a good clean one there, that's good quite quickly. Okay, so again, find techniques that help you out. Find techniques which work for you. Like the touches, oh! Start again, a couple more times. again. Right, cool. Stop there. Okay, now again, just very quickly before I go on to the final challenge, okay? If you are finding it too difficult, because it's too difficult to balance it on the back of your neck, okay, then try something different. Balance it in your hand, right? See how that you get with that one. So again, moving it with my feet, okay, and trying to balance it at the same time with my hand, okay? Back to the beginning again. And you might just even go a bit quicker. Not try the palm of your hand. Okay, that could be another option. Again. Okay, you could try maybe half over your arm or something like that again, probably a bit more difficult. Again, just be creative, okay? Be creative in terms of where you try and balance the ball, okay? Obviously make it realistic so that, what I mean by that is that you can actually still perform the movement, okay? Although the one in the back of the neck's hard, the only difference is it really just slows us down, okay? That's the only real challenge there. It slows us down and obviously we think about two things at the same time. One with your hand, quite a bit easier because the area is a bit bigger, okay? And obviously you can move your arm about to be able to react to the movement of the ball as well, okay? But anyway, whichever you choose, neck or hand, front of the hand, back of the hand, totally up to you. For the final challenge, okay, I'll try and show you maybe with the hand this time, okay? What you'll be doing is you'll be going up in one direction, so travel up, or keeping balance. Don't drop it. Once I get to the opposite end, rather than running back, I now go back in again. It's gonna drop. Still got it. Okay. Then again, I'm doing it with my palm of my hand. Okay, go in and out. Not hold on, so long as still balancing it. Back around again. So it's going backwards. Back and forth, should I say. Like so. Okay? So, key things, balancing it without moving the ball with your feet first of all, then looking to try and see if you can get a ball involved with moving it with your feet. Okay, and then final one going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Like I said, experiment with different ways to balance the ball. I picked the back of the neck, okay, because it allows us to try and keep our head up as we're moving along. Okay? If we're doing it with our hand straight away, sometimes people have a habit of just looking at their hand. Okay, and obviously again, we really want to look up and see what's going on around us and see the direction which we're heading towards. So that's one thing. Okay, again, if it is too hard, obviously just try a different part of the body, back of the hand, front of the hand, totally up to you, your decision, your choice, okay? But again, really challenging when we have two balls in because we're having to think about how we move the ball with our feet and the course in which we're taking in and out, then also thinking as well about the balancing of the ball as well, okay, and which part of the body we need to do that and how we actually keep balancing it as well. So good technical and also very good psychological points for our warm-up and it gets us nice and prepared mentally and physically for our activities. Cool, give it a try, see how you get on, be creative and try and explore different ways to balance the ball and also psychologically just get really prepared for our activities, okay? Ball, feet, ball balancing as well. Give it a try, see how you get on. Cool, so that was our warm-up. So remember some of the key points to take away from the warm-up is that we were looking at two key areas, okay? Movements with our body and movements with the ball. So movements with our body, it was all the psychological things, okay? We're thinking about how do we keep the ball balanced, okay? Which parts of my body do I need to move? Where am I actually going to balance the ball as well? Which directions am I travelling in? How do I combine all of these things together and still be effective and successful? Okay, movements with the ball, it was all about just understanding, exploring different parts of the feet to use, using our left foot, our right foot to help keep the ball under control, help to keep it along with us on our journey, but also so that it isn't too much of a distraction that we're forgetting about the ball which is being balanced either on our neck or our hand or wherever it may be, okay? So that warm-up really effective, obviously for getting some effective movements in there, travelling in different directions, possibly going at different speeds, but also very good psychologically as well, because we're thinking about more than one thing at a time, thinking about keeping our head up, okay, so we're looking at what's going on around us and being aware, okay, but then also as well, like I said, understanding how to use different parts of the body, okay, to effectively balance the ball or actually move it as well. Cool, now we're going to move into our ball mastery exercise, and for this exercise, you're going to need a space, and you're going to need 6 objects. So keep hold of 4 of the objects which you used in the last exercise and get your hands on 2 more. So whether you've got cones, 2 more cones. If you've got household items such as jumpers, jackets, t-shirts, trainers, things like that, then get 2 more of them. But this time you only need 1 ball, okay? So once you've got your space, once you've got your 6 objects, and once you've got your ball, we're ready to go. Cool, so for this ball mastery exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to set out your 6 objects like so, okay? So there's almost 2 lines of 3. Okay, in between each object there's a little space or a little gap in between each of them, okay, just enough space for us to be able to actually travel through with ourselves and the ball as well. Now what's going to happen is you're going to start down one end, okay, so I'm going to start down this end and I'm going to start in front of one of the set of 3 objects, okay, so I'm starting in front of the left-sided one. Now what's going to happen, okay, is I start slightly to the side, and this ball mastery exercise is all about using the sole of the foot, okay, understanding how to use the sole of the foot to move the ball into different directions. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sole of my foot, okay, just my left foot only, to push the ball forwards, and then get around to this cone and I'm going backwards, okay, and then go forwards again, and then go backwards, and then I start again. This time when I start, I'm now dealing with my right foot, okay? So I got my right foot, forward, and come back, then I go forwards again, and then I come backwards, and then I start again and now do my left side, okay? So we're for about 30 seconds, we're just getting used to using the sole of our foot to push and to pull the ball using our left foot and our right foot, okay, go forward and go backwards. 3, 2, 1, go. Pushing it, pulling it, pushing it, pulling it, then opposite foot, pushing it, pulling it, pushing it, pulling it again, opposite foot. And key thing you think about when you're doing this is that you're rolling the ball with little touches, okay? Little touches to push or pull, and effectively roll that ball either forward or backwards. One more go. To the lever, cool. Then once you get back to the start, okay, this time you're going to take a new route, a new routine, okay? So this time what's going to happen, start by one of the sets of 3 objects, okay? Using just left foot or right foot only to begin with, okay? And once you've done the course, you then obviously switch around like we did a minute ago. But using my left foot, say for example, I'm now going to go in, out, and around, back down to the beginning, in, without avoiding any these objects, obviously. Out and around, and then back to the beginning again. Then I'll obviously do my right foot, okay? Show you one example. So in, out, and back down and around, and in, out, and then back down again. Then switch on to my left. Okay, so go for 30 seconds. Using just your left or your right foot to move in and out of these objects, okay? So we're slightly starting to think about changing the direction of the ball rather than just forwards and backwards, okay? We're going to start to go into the diagonal area or possibly to the side as well, okay? But if we can change our body position as well, say for example I'm over here, and I change my body position, then I can still do that forwards and backwards movement, okay? So it's all about thinking how can you change your body still makes you be able to perform that movement. You're pushing or pulling it forwards or backwards. 3, 2, 1, and go. In. Okay, now right foot. You see how I'm slightly changing the position of my body here so that I can still push and pull that ball either forwards or backwards, okay, and I'm not having to go into the sides, alright? Pulling and pushing the ball forwards and backwards, just by changing the direction of my body. one more. And cool, freeze it. So, we've gone in and out, okay, sorry, up and down, in and out, okay. This time for the final go, all right, you're going to combine all those movements together. So what you'll do is you'll go up, then in and out, using both your left and your right foot. Then bring the ball back, then go in and out again, using both your feet. And then bring it back. Catch it one more time. Alright, pull one away a few times then. So you go in and out, using your left and your right foot. Come back. And again. There we go, much more effective that time. In and out. And then start to move back. And then you start over again. Alright, so we're 30 seconds. In and out on the way up. Back down. Coming backwards. And then again, in and out, going up, back down, going backwards. 3, 2, 1, left and right foot, go. So try and avoid those objects if you can. Cool, and freeze where you are. So, sole of the foot, okay? Lots of repetitive movements, going forwards, going backwards, pushing and pulling the ball, okay? Really trying to master the technique of pulling and pushing the ball using the sole of the foot, okay? Using both our left and our right foot to help us go forwards or to help us go backwards, okay? In those two different directions. And again, at the end, we combine those movements. We said it's worth we're going in and out of an area, thinking about changing the direction of our body, okay, which will just help us to, again, be able to repeat that pulling and pushing movement based on the direction in which our body is facing. So I'm facing towards a diagonal position this time. Again, pulling and pushing the ball forwards and backwards because I've changed the position of my body, all right? Really good one, okay, in terms of understanding how to pull and push the ball and master that technique using the sole of the foot to do so. But really challenging in the sense of it's very repetitive, okay, and it is quite tiring. It doesn't actually look it, small area, okay, but the more you keep on doing this exercise and the more you keep on constantly using just your left or just your right, okay, or even the both together, it does get quite tiring. So short, sharp burst for 30 seconds, but a really effective one to try and improve our ball mastery. Give it a try, see how you get on. Cool. So that was the ball mastery exercise. Now remember, some of the key points to take away from that is that we was doing lots of repetition and lots of exploring, okay? So we was really becoming comfortable and confident using that sole of our foot, both on our left foot and our right foot, okay? And really trying to understand the technique of how to push and pull that ball. All right, we first of all started doing it, obviously we were just going backwards and forwards, so we were going in a straight direction, then going in a straight direction backwards as well. But then when we started going in and out of the objects, okay, we really started thinking about how we need to change the direction of our body to still be able to effectively be able to perform that pulling and that pushing of that ball, okay? So really, really important that in that exercise we've done lots of repetition, okay, and just started to become comfortable and confident in actually executing that movement, okay, of pulling and pushing the ball, and understanding that it's not only obviously done with our feet, also effectively the outcome is affected by the type of position in which our body is in as well, okay? So again, lots of repetition, become comfortable and confident in actually executing that technique and executing that movement so that we understand where and when to use it in different situations and different scenarios when we're in training or within a game. Cool, now we're going to move into our ball movement exercise, and for this one you're going to need 6 objects. So again, I've got cones, okay, but the difference this time is that you're going to need some of your objects to be small, so low in height, and some of your objects to be tall in height, okay, so bigger in height. So I've got some small cones and I've also got some big cones here, okay, and I've also got my ball. So once you've got your space, once you've got your 6 objects, big and small items, okay? And once you've got your ball, then we're ready to go. Cool, so for this ball movement exercise, what you need to do is you need to set out your 6 objects like so. So I've got 2 small objects, which are by themselves, okay, the 2 yellow ones. Then I've got 4 taller objects, okay? And I've put 2 of them together in 2 different locations, right? It's really important to get some small objects and some taller objects because we're going to be experimenting some different movements on the ball, going round, going over and going through possibly, okay? So, what I need you to do, start with your ball. Once you set your area up, make sure there's little gaps in between, so we're travelling through these areas, okay? Ball starts on the floor. Because the ball movement exercise, you're not restricted in terms of the types of touches you can take, so you have to obviously use a sole or inside or outside, using all of them together, okay? You're also not restricted in terms of left or right foot, you can be using both of them together as well, and you're going to combine these movements, okay? The variation, different movements, combining movements together as well. So what's going to happen is I'll take you through it slowly to begin with. You're going to start at one end, okay? Using your left, right, both of them together. You're going to travel through this area, get to the opposite end, turn around, okay? Then again, go backwards, through again, start again, in and out, round these objects, using both your left and your right foot. Okay, and then obviously again, we'll just keep on repeating that movement. Now I'm going to do it a bit of a quicker speed. Okay, again, just something to make you aware if you're more confident, comfortable, older, higher age group, quick movements. Okay, really think about how you will shift the ball. So when we put the 2 taller objects together, the area is a bit wider, number 1, okay, and number 2 means you actually need to get the ball around it a bit more, right? So you might have to shift the ball to a different side of your foot, okay, or obviously on the other foot, and try and move the ball around the object a bit easier, a bit quicker, a bit easier. So, when you're ready, you've got 30 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and go. Round. Again. Obviously avoid making contact with the objects. Round. 15 more seconds. Back to the start. Cool. And I'm back to the start, okay? Obviously again, if any of the objects do move, then obviously just put them back, just setting a position to be able to have enough space between them, so we can actually move in between each of these objects. Obviously, potentially if you're of an older age group, you might have the occasional space a bit smaller. Okay, we're really just trying to test the different touches that we can make on the ball, test our control. Cool, this time, what's going to happen? So, I said I've got smaller objects. With these smaller objects, I'm going to travel around them. With the bigger objects, I need to get the ball over them. Okay, go around, over. Then again, like this time, because obviously we're still just getting used to this technique, rather than going back down again, we'll do that in a minute. So this go, you can just come straight back down, okay? So it's going to go around, think about how to get the over, under control, think around again, take it up and over, and then run back to the beginning again. Alright, so we have 30 seconds. Every time you have to try and get the ball over, be creative, try something new, okay? Whether it's using 1 foot, 2 feet, whether the ball stops stationary or on the move. Older age groups, you try and keep the ball moving as you can. Younger age groups, you might have to stop that ball and really think about how to chip it over or get it over the area, okay? And you might possibly want to have bigger spaces in between the objects if you have that space availability. 3, 2, 1, and go. Control, ball, back, touch, bring it back again. might try some ideas, they might explore some ideas, it might not come off. But listen, that's absolutely fine, okay? That's what this exercise is for. Trial and error. Trying out different things. Around. Okay, if I keep doing the same movement all the time, okay, I'm never going to be able to explore when it comes to using the new ones. Pull that up in, I'll put that there. Right, cool. So, the final go, this time continuous. So once you get to the end, then come back again. Once you get to the end, come back again. It just allows you a bit more repetition within getting some of the more exploring type elements of this session, okay? Find different ways to go up and over. 3, 2, 1, and go. Over. Oh no! Don't worry, guys, it does hit, remember? Bring it back. Oh no! There you go, this is the more simple one. There you go, under control. Around. Over. Around. Walk. Let's turn it around again. Take it up to the beginning. Oh no! He's going so well. Okay, I'm free, there you are. Cool. So, I promise I didn't do some of those mistakes on purpose. Okay, they were real. But, really important, like I said, that's the reason why in these ball movement ones, we just do lots of repetition, okay? Lots of opportunities to trial and error. Exploring new different ways to do things, be creative, using both our left foot, right foot, different parts of our feet as well. Good fun one, good tiring one as well. Okay, lots of physical movement going backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Okay, and having to mentally as well keep switched on, thinking new ideas. But a really good one in terms of our ball movement, understanding how to travel with the ball, take it with us on our journey, keep it under control, okay, and find effective ways to perform techniques of getting it round an object or over an object. Give it a try, be creative, see how you get on. Right, so that was the ball movement exercise. Now remember, some of the key points to take away from that is that we focused on a couple of things really, okay? Number one was obviously focused on the techniques, okay? So understanding how to actually move the ball using different parts of the feet, insides, outside soles, front of the foot as well, okay? Using our left foot and right foot, combining those movements together, either to go around an object or to try and have some fun, okay, and understanding different techniques of how to actually get the ball up and over an object, okay? And within that one, like I said, it was all about creativity, it was all about repetition, it was all about exploring, finding new, different, creative ways to get that ball up and over, okay? Going in and around objects, we do that quite a lot within our sessions, okay, and it's all again just about understanding which parts of the feet to actually use to do that, again getting lots of repetition within that movement so we become comfortable in using both of our feet to take the ball on a journey and keep it under control. But in understanding how to use different techniques, okay, that's a completely different thing. That's why it's so important to try and explore, be creative, okay, and have some fun with it, all right? Some of the movements will come off, some of them won't, some of them will hit the object, some of them won't, okay? But again, you can have a lot of fun with that one, all right? Try out new skills, try out new tricks and flicks, okay? And again, thinking about how you might use it in a game, so maybe defenders coming in to tackle you, they put their foot in, you're trying to get the ball up and over their foot, okay? And obviously it means you can keep possession. That was the key thing as well. Once the ball does go over these objects, although we're trying and exploring new different techniques, okay, it's really important that once it goes over it, you're still able to gain control of that ball. Okay, because obviously when you're moving on the ball, so ball movement, it means you're continuously going on a journey. okay, until you finally get to your destination. And in this exercise, it's all about continuously moving with the ball. So it's really important that we still had it under control and still kept it with us. Cool, now we're going to go into our touchless control challenge. And with this exercise, what you're gonna need a bin, a bucket, or a box, okay? Something like that, or even maybe a bag, all right? Younger age groups, the bigger object that you have, the more success you'll have. Older age groups, the smaller object that you have, okay? The harder the challenge will be. But ultimately, the ball, so you need a ball for this one as well, needs to be able to go inside, all right? So, once you've got your space, once you've got your bin, bucket, bag, or box, okay? And once you've got your ball, then we're ready to go. Cool, so in the touchless control challenge, what you're going to do is you're going to get your bucket, bin or box, okay, you're going to put it on one side of your space, okay, so say for example if you're in a room, put it at one end of the room, alright? So what's going to happen, I've got my bin, I'll put it over here, I'm then going to start just in front of it, and to begin with, all I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to explore different ways to be able to get that ball inside the bin, alright, or inside the bucket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the ball up, touch, or not quite, try again. Go up, touch, oh, not quite. Go up, touch, not quite. Again. So keep trying to explore the way. There we go, 1 point. Okay, pull out. Alright, this time I might try a different position. There we go, 2 points. If we roll back out after, that's fine, as long as it actually goes into the, inside the object, that's okay. Much on my chest. There we go. 3. Try a couple more. Yeah, we're just throwing the ball up at the moment. Just throwing the ball up and using different parts of the body. Touch the ball, control the ball. I'll give myself a point there. 4. Oh no, heavy touch. About 30 more seconds. 4, no. Not accurate enough. There we go. 2 touches, but I let myself off. Last couple. Oh, there we go, big one from the chest. 1 more go. Is it going to be a successful one? Oh, no, not quite. Right, cool. So, I then leave my bucket, bin or box there. Okay, I then make my way to the opposite end of the room. And this time, you can do it in 1 of 2 ways. Okay, you can either start with your hands, or you can start it on the floor. And what's going to happen is you're going to do some keeping up these, okay, or ball juggling from one end of the room to the other, and then you have to try and get the ball to end up inside your object. Okay, so I'll try and show you an example. Okay, I'd love it to come off first time if I could. So do some ball juggling. Other end of the room. Touch. There we go. Good. Okay. So then take it again. Start with the end of the room. I remember in your hands. So you can start with your hands to begin with. Then get some checking at these using different parts of your body. So it drops. Start again. Okay. Or forward. Start from the ground. And you're just going to keep on doing this for about 30 seconds or a minute, okay, and you're just trying to see how many times you can actually get it inside the area, or inside the object. The outside. And we start on the ground. No! Or start on the floor. It's totally your choice. You're doing basically what challenge you want. Again, be creative, don't always try and use the feet to control the touching. Use the knees, hands, chest. Not quite. And for about another 20 seconds. We'll go get the ball up from the ground first of all. Let's be creative there. No! Again, have fun with it. Make it as creative as you want. With different parts of the feet, different parts of the body. Oh no! Have 1 more go. we'll keep it to that one. Right, and then for the final challenge of this one, okay, if you've either only got somebody else there with you, then they can help you out on this one. If not, then if you have a flat surface or a wall or a door, something like that, okay, what you'll do, you do it one of two ways. I'll show you both challenges. They will throw you the ball, and you'll either take as many touches as you want, okay, to control it, to keep it up in the air, and then touch it inside, or you do it in one touch. I'll show you the first one where you can take it as many as you want. So I'm going to throw it to you, or you just touch surface, touch, touch. There we go, into the area. Okay. First example, and then the second one will be as good. Right, okay. Then for the second one, that's the first one, take as many touches as you want. Okay, remember, touch, 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 use as many touches as you want until you're comfortable. Being able to get it in, of course it doesn't work that time. Okay, that's fine, look at the first time to show you. Then the second one is taking one touch, okay? So the ball comes off your partner, your friend, or flat surface, and you're taking one touch to try and see if you can get it into that area, okay? Oh, there we go. Okay, don't know if I've blocked the vision of it there. Okay, so you can either stand directly behind the object, or the bucket or the bin, okay, like I did, I just put it in my chest. Oh, there we go again, okay? Or you can stand to the side and obviously try and see if you can get a touch off to the side. Like say for example, if you're receiving it from a teammate, okay, and you're knocking it onto a teammate or another teammate away from you, okay? Oh, almost. Okay, again, be as creative as you want. Oh, almost back in the hill there, okay? Yeah, be as creative as you want. There's no rules with this one, okay? It's just being fun and this, using your initiative with it, again, trying to get it in. So, three different ways of doing it. First one, just throw it up in the air, touch it in, either using chest, knee, foot, whatever you want to try and do. Obviously, avoid head, please. Okay, we're not looking to use our head here, just different parts of the body except for your head. Then the second challenge, start on the ground. Can you get it up? Or start with your hands. Okay, obviously both ones away from the object, the bin or the box or the bucket. Okay, and you're making your way, you're juggling the ball, keeping it up to get close to the object, and then try and get it inside. Okay, and then obviously the final one, if you have somebody else there with you, they can throw the ball in. You can either have unlimited touches to control it and keep it up, then touch it inside the object. If not, then use a wall or a flat surface. Okay, and then the second additional change on from that one, so the fourth one, if you want to call it that, okay, is just one touch, all right, just receiving the ball and then taking one touch, chest, knee, feet, okay, different parts of the feet, just to try and knock the ball inside that object, okay. And again, younger age groups, get a bigger object, okay, maybe a box, it's a bigger area. Older age groups, you can try and be creative and get smaller size objects, okay, that makes the challenge a lot harder. But this is a fun one, be creative, give it a try, and see how you get on. Cool. So that's the end of session 25. So just very quickly to recap on some of today's key points, okay? So yes, we was looking at a few different techniques, okay? So techniques of how to obviously use the sole of the foot to be able to pull and push the ball, okay? And obviously as well, we was thinking about how to use different techniques on the ball to help us move it, keep it under control within our ball movement and within our warm-up. But ultimately, today was about exploring new, different creative ways of doing things, okay? Obviously in the warm-up, we was thinking about how to keep the ball balanced, okay? Using different parts of the body to do so. Also, it led to us psychologically having to think about keeping the ball balanced, but then also being able to move the ball with our feet as well, so the other ball which we was using. Okay, then obviously when we went into our ball movement exercise, it was all about, again, being exploring, creative, fun, new ways to try and get the ball up and over, so really developing and practicing our different techniques, okay? Obviously, again, using different parts of our feet. And then obviously when we went into the final one, the touchless control challenge, again, the first challenge is ultimately trying to juggle the ball and trying to keep it up, but being fun, being creative, trying different ways to actually get the ball inside the object, okay? Whether that's just us working by ourselves, throwing it up, us being on the move, juggling it, keeping it up, and then getting it into the object, okay? Or whether it's working with somebody and they throw us in the ball, we have to control it, touch it, with multiple touches or first time touch as well, okay? So again, today, lots of repetition because we're exploring lots of different ideas and ways of doing things, and then also as well, like I said at the start, we're really focusing on some of our techniques. So again, repetition is key with that, okay? All to ultimately become more confident and comfortable in executing these different movements and these different ways of moving with the ball as well, okay? Cool. As always, I hope you liked today's session. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, comment and interact with the video. Let us know how you got on, so share some of that feedback. Let us know some of the most creative ways in which you got the ball over, touched or controlled the ball to get into your objects, okay? Let us know any types of sessions which you want to see coming up, because again, we want to try and make these sessions as relevant as we can to you. But as always, good luck with the exercises. I hope you enjoy them, and I look very forward to seeing you next time. Take care, and I'll see you soon.